Yeah. Tell me about the addition of the saxophone into your rock group. I feel like it's not every day that you see that. So tell me about it. I love it. First of all, I think every rock group should have saxophone. But
Thank you.
yeah, tell me about that addition.
We always had songs with sax on it, and we did like all of our first recordings and everything with Aaron. He's just like always been around. He's a family member of the band. But yeah, we always had songs that had sax on it, but they were kind of like a couple per record. So like he would always come up on gigs where he could make it to our shows and pop up for a couple of songs, and then it was kind of like this newer music. It kind of like lended itself more to being a little fuller.
Yeah.
So that's where the aux percussion thing came in. He's been killing it on that. But yeah, it's just like trying to find more ways to make it just be a fuller ensemble, and Aaron fits in perfectly. So now a lot of pretty much all the songs have sax on it at some parts, and then the parts where he doesn't play sax, then he can fill it out with aux percussion. So it's been really fun. He was like a huge part of the writing process for this. Like when he was thinking about coming on, I remember like he came in, we played all the songs that we had written like throughout the pandemic and everything, and he came in and kind of like chopped all those songs and was like, not cut them down, but was like, this one song should be 3 different songs. And so then it was like dividing all the songs up and then working on those smaller pieces and trying to turn them into a bigger thing.
Yeah.
So it's been super nice having someone like outside of, because us 4 have been playing forever and like writing all this stuff. So it was super nice to have someone come in and like kind of just have a different perspective on it and help us finish these songs and kind of work them to where they are now.
Yeah. Yeah, your stuff is super dynamic, so I can hear all those movements in there. It's really like a story, each one of them. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. And I feel like it's pretty different than the stuff that I've heard from you guys that's out and recorded.
Yeah.
Your previous release, Critters, the EP, it sounds pretty different. I feel like that's more hardcore rock, and then this stuff is more like psychedelic, even verging into indie in some ways. So do you think that the saxophone, adding that new member, do you think that kind of changed the sound in a way in terms of the songwriting? You can speak to this too if you want. But
Yeah, I think. Do you want to say something?
Sure. Thanks for all your kind words, John. That means the world. It's such a pleasure to be here and play in this band. These are all my homies, and I love them dearly. And yeah, I don't know. There's a band called Mars Volta that we're all like super into, and that's kind of like my inspiration for this band, is because they have like sax on a lot of their stuff, like some of their best records, and yeah, and just, you know, that made me realize like, oh, this is like possible that this instrument can kind of fit in this and in this kind of setting, and it allows me to play a lot more. Like you can see, we literally have like 100 pedal boards. Just 3, but yeah, it allows me to just like play more with like the possibilities of like sound and texture, like with the instrument, and it's fun to hit things too.
What's your background in music? Are you jazz? Is that your first love, or what's?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to like Sonny Rollins and Charlie Parker. I hate calling myself a jazz like saxophonist, but you know, I think, I mean, I went to school for music, and like I've studied, you know, to a certain degree with some really great teachers, and but yeah, I mean, something like this is like kind of my wheelhouse, because it's something that's not totally like in the jazz world, or like in this world. I like doing things where I get to express like some different sides of like the instrument.
Yeah.
In that way. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
My next question is more for the core group here. Tell me about the name Denim Matriarch. Where does that come from? I love the name. I think it's great.
This goes all the way back to being in 10th grade in high school.
Really?
And we used to have a band member who played keyboard for us back then, and I think he literally just came up with it at the top of his head, or it was just kind of random, and it just stuck. There's really nothing too deep about it. Okay. Mom jeans, that's kind of an image that's invoked, I guess.
So your first EP is called Mom Blood. Does that have anything to do with the name of
Yeah,
your
I
group?
think we kind of saw a theme with the matriarch, and they're all 3 on the cover of that. It was just John, Nathan, and I in the band at that time. So all 3 of our moms are on the cover, wearing all denim on a denim couch.
That's so great.
That we kind of
really played into it then.
Yeah.
Great. So tell me about that first project. I mean, you don't have to go super far into it because it's been a while. It's been a decade, actually, 2013.
Yep.
Is that crazy to you? Is that weird to think
Yeah,
about?
that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, it was done
sorry.
super cheaply, and we did it in a basement in St. Paul. I don't even remember his name, but yeah, it was like this little home studio in the basement of this guy's house, and it was just the three of us, and we did all the tracking in one day, and it was pretty simple.
Yeah.
I think you mixed it too.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a long time ago, and we kind of really feel like we've kind of different band at this point. So it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to look back on those songs, but it's kind of rare that we do.
Yeah, totally. Great. Well, speaking of basements, I read online that you guys say that you started in a Minneapolis basement. That's where the origins are. Can you tell me about where that basement is and just that origin story? Can you describe it for me?
At my parents' house.
Okay. Did you guys meet in high school, or was it?
We met in junior high.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 7th grade. And yeah, we all went to Hopkins High School and Hopkins schools. So yeah, we met there, and then yeah, just kind of started playing together a lot at Nathan and Aaron's house. But then when we started practicing, it was a lot in my parents' basement. And yeah, shout out to them for letting us do that, because we were really loud and crazy back then. But yeah, that's where we started, and we kind of like moved around basement. We were in Nate's parents' basement for a little bit. Yeah, just kind of a basement dwelling people. But now we're out of basements. But yeah,
Okay.
that was definitely the start.
How'd you break out of basements? How'd you break into the scene?
Yeah.
Was it a long era in the basements, or was it?
I don't remember when we got out, but I think we started.
That's like a jail or something.
I don't know when they let us out, but yeah, got it. Was able to crawl out. No, but I feel like we kind of, like we were practicing in like basements for a while, but I feel like we got like a practice space pretty early.
Yeah.
I think we were like not even done with high school yet, and we had a practice space. And then after that, we kind of have bounced around practice spaces, and then now we have our one that we've been in for like 8 years.
That's awesome.
So that one is like, it's a great room, great space with cool people, and we're all set up and we all live, besides Aaron, I mean, Aaron doesn't live far, but we all live like within a couple of miles of it right now too. So it's sick that we still meet up every dang week, and usually hang out every dang weekend. But yeah, that's how we broke out, and that's where we are now.
That's great. Yeah. Along the way, in these 11, 12 years that you guys have been together as a group, do you have a most memorable performance that you can recall? Anyone can speak on this if you want to, but.
Summer.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to talk about?
We played a Summer Fest, right? Yeah, Summer Fest in Milwaukee. Sam here has got a family friend, and Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So he came on stage and introduced us.
Wow.
And then we got like invited to go watch the Chili Peppers play afterwards. And
That's crazy.
yeah.
And we won like a Twitter poll thing for that, so we got all this like random free stuff too. And it was like the highest high of like between all of that. It was crazy.
I think it was like, because we were doing like a little mini tour, so we played like Chicago the next day, and Madison. We both like, because I think in Milwaukee we stayed in like hotels from our parents, and then we were sleeping on like couches and playing to no one the next few days.
Yeah.
So it was a high, and then we went crashing down immediately afterwards.
You can only go so high.
But you know, that's
Where was that
That's
venue?
the
Where
game.
was the Summerfest again?
Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee?
It's
Okay.
like this, like it's like their state fair almost.
Oh,
but
really?
It's like 12 days of music and.
Yeah. And did you say you like opened for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or was it like?
It's like there's like 12 different stages at
Oh, I see.
Summerfest. We played on one. They played on like the huge one.
You're on the same bill as them, though. So
Exactly.
that's great. Well, tell me about your musical influences as a group. Did the Red Hot Chili Peppers feed into your musical influences? I heard a lot of Jeff Buckley vibes, especially from the vocals. That just really stuck out to me. I had to say it, but yeah, tell me about the influences.
Yeah, I love Jeff Buckley, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're all over the place from like what Aaron was saying, like Mars Volta to Sonny Rollins to like Led Zeppelin, Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi, shout out.
Wait, how do you say, what's his name again?
Bovine Hoagie, John Bon Jovi. But I don't know, I feel like we're pretty all over the place with what kind of music we like. It's just really, I can be listening to some like hardcore metal and then some jazz the next second and then all the way back. But I don't know, you guys have any?
I'm rocking Oasis shirt right now.
Nice.
I'd say that's a big one.
Totally.
But I don't know. Yeah, we're all coming from different places, so
Yeah.
I feel like it makes the music sound pretty
Definitely. Dynamic. Yeah.
as you said.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I've heard in a few of your songs playing with odd time signatures a lot. It's really, really cool. I love that stuff. Does that come from a specific influence, or like what excites you about the odd time signature stuff?
I mean, we listened to a lot of like Tool in high school, Angry Young Teens, and
Yeah.
they do a lot of cool stuff with that. So I think just a way to keep it interesting rather than like, I don't know, or just entertain ourselves. Like, let's make it weird.
Yeah.
We're playing it normal. Let's weird it up a little.
Yeah. Do those songs start in normal time signatures and then you take them to like you add that beat or take one away, or is it more like you start with that idea?
Yeah, it's kind of all over. I mean, sometimes we'll just like write a song and
Yeah.
we look at it like, is that weird? I think it's weird. We don't even really know half the time.
Yeah, just going to like weird time signatures and stuff. Just like that first one we played, Sugar King, that one started by just John's drum beat, and then we kind of added parts to that.
But yeah, the percussion on that was doing something. I was trying to count it and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, and just recently we've been like getting ready to record, so doing like demos and stuff. So we've been trying to put like a click track to a lot of these songs.
Okay.
And specifically Sugar King, we were just like, what is this in? What time is this in? Like, we're just going back and forth, like, this is this. No, it's this. Just like, until we eventually figured out something that worked, you know, whether it's right or whether it's not.
Yeah.
But
I was listening to Rat Palace recently, and that one's in an odd time signature, correct? I was trying to count it, and I was like, what? I still don't know what it is.
There's
But
that like bridge part where we get weird.
I think a lot of it I don't even think that like we've never thought about any of this stuff as
Really? Okay.
like as different time signatures or anything like that. And I feel like that's what makes it so like easy to like. It's not like, I feel like parts of it are like mathy, but we don't do any of the math, so it's kind of just like
I love it.
just like we're not really thinking about it. It's just kind of like, all right, this thing, and yeah, it usually starts with like a weird drum beat or a guitar riff, and then we kind of build on that and then figure out what's the next thing and kind of keep going. But it always seems to like the next thing is, especially I feel like in our old music we had big, like there was so many big things where it was like these realistically should be two different songs because they're so different, but it's like we would just do hard cuts and go to something else that would be different. But
Totally.
yeah, I feel like it's always kind of been weird but pretty simple to us in a weird way.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I mentioned Rat Palace. There's also a music video for that song that I saw. I love it. First of all, who came up with the idea of the two-step video with the hardcore guitar riff? Like for those who haven't seen it, they're in front of a TV and there's like they're in a line doing like a line dance, and it's like a hardcore song.
That was our buddy Tyler Thomas.
Okay.
He's doing a bunch of crazy stuff now, and I think that was like actually like his kind of like first start into going into music videos. But yeah, we just knew that he did stuff. He went to college with him, and yeah, I think we just like sent him the song, and he was like, I have this weird idea where we're gonna choreograph a line dancing thing, and it's kind of gonna be like the weird parallels between the two.
Yeah.
And then we actually filmed it in my family's church's basement. So that's where that's all done. But yeah, he came up with the dance and we learned it. And It was, yeah. It feels like forever ago, but I feel like we could still probably whip out the dance if we thought about it.
Yeah, it's choreographed and everything. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got like a weird, like a couple days before, we just got a video of Tyler in his parents' basement just like doing the steps, and then we just went to our space and then just like studied it, and then all like were trying to learn it, and then showed up knowing it, and we did it. But yeah, it was a wild thing to do for a hard rock band.
Definitely. Cool. All right. Well, we're getting to time here. I just want to wrap things up. The songs you played today, they're all new, at least new to my ears. I haven't heard them in any recordings. Is this part of a larger project that you guys are currently working on right now?
Yeah. So we wrote a ton in the pandemic, and so we have, I think we're like pretty much done writing and just like fine tuning stuff, but we have a whole new batch of songs that are all kind of along the same vein that we're getting ready to start recording them and figure out everything for that. But yeah, that'll be the next thing. It'll be a full-length album.
That's awesome. That's great. Have you guys done a full length? I feel like I've only seen EPs so far.
I don't really know what's what or whatever, but
it's a dumb distinction anyways.
Songs,
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I think this one will be 10 tracks.
Great.
So it'll be, I think that's full.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, pretty stuffed.
Looking forward to that.
Cool.
Definitely. Any shows that are coming up?
Nothing that we can announce. Right?
Yeah, nothing right now.
Okay.
We definitely have some stuff, and I think we'll mainly just be working on getting prepped for recording and stuff and getting new music out there.
Yeah, great. All right, my last question. Are there any fun facts from band members? Maybe something about fish and a basketball player from Minnesota, something like that.
I work for this company called Premier Aquarium, where we do like custom aquarium stuff and like clean people's aquariums, and that kind of thing. And Kevin Garnett was actually our client, and he isn't our client anymore. He recently just quit and moved and everything, but now we have his fish. So I think that's a cool fact, that I get to wake up every day and see Kevin Garnett's fish.
That's so great.
It's kind of like Uncut Gems. But
Exactly.
Nathan, what's one cool fish that you have?
Monos. He mainly just had monos.
Typical.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, guys. It's a great way to wrap things up.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you want to say to our listeners at all?
Thanks for tuning in. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Totally. Yeah. Thanks for coming back. It's been a while, but we're very happy to have you guys again. Denim Matriarch, everyone. We're going to throw it back to the DJ booth now for some more local music until 5. And you're listening to Radio K, Real College Radio.